Hey everyone, welcome to Nightingale Sings. I am so happy to be here today, and I'm so excited to finally be posting on YouTube. I've always felt like YouTube was my home. I have just been so fearful to post, fearful to make this step, fearful to take this loop because, to be honest with you, it hasn't worked before. It hasn't been the place for me, but it's yet the place that I felt the most comfortable with making content in the past. I have been getting a lot of messages about building foundation, about taking this full leap into where you see yourself aligning and trusting the alignment that you see, self-trust and building self-trust again, seeing things that aren't working out and understanding that it's redirection rather than frustration of why it didn't work out. Because yes, there's so many things that we're manifesting and that we want, but are they in alignment for our best good, or are they selfish things that we want to manifest? Sometimes people think that these things that they're manifesting are like going to change their lives, but in reality, if they come in, they're going to change their lives for the worse, and that they're not prepared for taking on that kind of responsibility or completely flipping their life 180 and not being able to get back to the stability that they once had, and now they're in this chaotic mess that they don't know how to control or handle. And it's not that you can't adapt quickly, but sometimes it's just unaligned, right? And so when redirection happens, it's all about trusting that shift and trusting that there is a connection and a message coming in clearer for where your true purpose lies or where your true next step lies. Because there's like recognition that's waiting on this other side. Like I keep seeing a bridge being built, or like a construction of two things connecting finally, and showing yourself validation rather than searching for this outward validation, showing yourself the truth and the trust that you have, and stopping the measuring or the comparing of yourself against everyone else's like storyline, because everyone else's healing journey or everyone else's psychic gifts or everyone else's singing voice or everyone else's business or everyone else's careers, they're already hired, or they're already 3 years in, or they got to internship somewhere and they were 3 steps ahead of you. But your responsibilities and tending to who you are and tending to the things that were important for you were in alignment, and now you're trusting that there's this moment of leaping coming because you felt this like prep. Like I see like how, you know how like a frog like gets danced ready before they like leap, or a grasshopper wiggles and then they leap. You're leaping into this faith and leaping into knowing that it's a temporary imbalance for making it into the right path. Like it's sometimes we can see a wobbly foundation and think that that means that we have to strip the whole thing, where in fact it could just be one stepping stone that needs to be fixed, one stepping stone that just needs to be cemented down a little bit better. It does not mean that it is the wrong path. It just means that it might need more clarity or a little bit more support. And hello? That bird scared me. And we really do need to be mindful of the stories that we tell ourselves out of fear, because not every battle is deserving of our energy. Not everything that comes our way in projection or in entanglement is for us to take on and take care of. A lot of people take on a lot of people's anger in fights and things because they do feel responsible. They do feel like they need to take care of it and apologize and buffer it. But sometimes victories come from refusing to keep score and refusing to allow somebody else's chaos to ruin your peace, and know that your peace is more valuable than proving a point at times. Sometimes you can sit back and see, wow, I didn't strive so hard for me to prove this point. I just let it be and I walked away. Because sometimes walking away and forgiving is for yourself and not for the other person. It does not matter if they accept your apology or if they accept your forgiveness. It is about you, right? And sometimes that just means that the relationship is not going to continue, or it's going to pause, or there's going to be a moment of separation, and all is divine. Because you're still learning and they're still learning, and it's time for us to remember that we need to stay humble. Like, I am no better than you and you are no better than me. We are just meeting each other in the valley, and exchanging the knowledge and the notes that we have, right? I always enjoy meeting you all in the void, so that way we can exchange the notes that we have. I have notes on my life that I've experienced that you did not, and that's why we're here. We're both the student and the master, because we're courageous enough to become both. We're preparing ourselves to be the teacher in times where we do know more. There's a little bumblebee, always a little fuzzy pet. We're preparing for the times that we do know more, and we're also preparing for the times where we do not know enough and we need to be following a lantern by somebody else's hand. And I can't wait to see what you create and who you create it with. And I hope that you can write down in the comments below what you're working towards and where you're kind of heading, what might be coming in with this bridge that you're calling in. You've been working with your discernment, you've been working with your gut, and I think doing confirmation burp, doing these like self-trust exercises, you've been making small promises, you've been doing some sort of challenge for yourself, you've been trying to get better at certain things, and you've been okay with failing and messing up and telling yourself, okay, this is what we need to change, this is what we need to shift, this is what we're going to do here, because you know that consistency in authenticity is what's going to bring more healing and more structure and more steps forward into alignment than forcing and mania and trying to fix it all at once and flipping it 180 degrees at the shop of a dime, because when that happens, it's unsustainable. And I do feel like we are returning to a place of lost practice, returning to a place that maybe something that you've set down. There was a time in my life that a mentor of mine that I had once trusted, since no more, but they made me distrust all of the things that were a part of my practice, that were a part of who I was. And I remember stepping back into touching tarot again, and stepping back into my astrology and my numerology, all of it, and feeling finally at home, and remembering using music for channeling, and the conversation and how I do it is comfortable regardless of the structure and the forced boxes that people tend to try and put around you on how they perceive you, on how they want you to be, and on how they need you to be in their life. You're reclaiming your own life. You're reclaiming the place and the purpose and the person that you were destined to be. You're standing here today as the person as you are, knowing that each decision transforms and moves you forward to the person that you're meant to be and to become forevermore. Thank you. Now, there will be signs like bridge construction, wind-blown banners torn up and all over the place, white feathers, old keys unlocking a door, the secret garden, foxes, bison, gators, Daisy and Donald Duck, 666, 888, and 777. And then this is your shadow work prompt. Where is spirit guiding me to be the student and the teacher at the same time? I love you so much. I can't wait to catch you in the void on the next time. I will see you guys later. Bye.